let's get started. So you've all remembered your weights. So we'll start warming up first of all through the shoulders. So again, just gently round. And 2 and 3. In answer to plank, we won't do plank today. And then on and round. And 2 and 3 and 4, and then a circle. If you can't do that big circle, I think we're all right with this. If you can't do the big circle, just do the little one again. And 2 and 1, and then circle back, circle 1, circle 2, circle 3, circle 4, and then go into like a scissor action. So just up and down, up and down. So always start just kind of at that level, and then you can take it all the way up. I did a really relaxing, like if you're really struggling with like shoulders, upper traps, you know, really feeling tight, lower back. I did a 45-50 minute yesterday morning, just came in here, mainly for my sister-in-law, who's just getting, just got through kind of a mastectomy about 6 weeks ago, just to get some movement. But you can always do it if you're feeling, you know, just like you need a little bit of self-care. And for 2, so feel them calves and relax. Well done. So now Ruth, well everybody, just a bit of softness. You don't want to have too straight a leg or it can pull on the back. So start with a bit of softness and just take your feet a bit wider than normal. Chin to chest, take the hips back and the weight forwards. Sometimes if the back's tender, it's just nice to kind of hang like that. So don't even roll it all the way. Mace, my oldest, sometimes because he's, you know, always on the kind of lugging sort of buckets of asphalt for my brother, and he sometimes just gets a bit of lower back pain and he just rocks. And then you can take it all the way down. And we're going to do 4 today. So take a breath in. And then again, gently up. Sometimes I have a nice soft knee, which takes it more into the hamstrings, less into the back. And then I just keep straightening them a little bit more as I go ahead, go into 2 or 3. Chin to chest, hips backwards, so my legs are straight now, weight forwards. But always find your level. Obviously a straight leg is really stretching through the hamstrings, and it can go obviously into the butt. So again, just be careful. Take a breath in and gently up. Play around. Roll up should feel nice. It shouldn't feel tough. Chin to chest, hips backwards. So again, you might just want to take a square back and just let everything hang. Not your tummy, but you know, just your arms and your head. Yeah, you can have a little sway. And what's really nice, well I find really nice at the bottom, is if you just kind of have a little circle in action, just a little one, and it identifies. So I'm definitely tighter through my right butt cheek and my right hamstrings, and then circle back. And then definitely soften there, soften, just hold, soften the knees. Big inhale, and then again, gently up. Straight leg without a shadow of a doubt feels good in relation to the hamstring stretching, but it can pull on the back. So always just watch that. Chin to chest, again, a bit of softness, take the knees back, the weight forwards. So don't lock out the knees. And again, just gently down. And circle. There's quite a few people at the minute actually suffering with a lot of I think it's because people are seated a lot more as well at computers. And sciatica and piriformis is really, that's why lots of people get it like Lorry drivers, people that are driving an awful lot, then bend the knee, and again, gently up. So we'll do some really nice stretching today. And then just soften again and just do that pelvic circle. You can sing the song a little bit, and then the other way, circle back, and 3, and then circle back again. I love this, we don't do this enough. It should feel really nice, and again, just identify if you're a little bit tighter, more laterally through one side of the body than the other. One more. And it's about the closest we get to dancing these days. And 2, and 1. Well done, good. Okie dokie. Let's do a little bit again, Ruth. Go easy. So when you do, obviously the body, the spine should be able to laterally flex, forward flex, extend and rotate through the spine. So just be careful, rotation's good, but don't over rotate if you're a little bit tight. So just take the palms together. So again, really focus on drawing that, really pushing that navel into the spine so you've got some core strength. And just hold, shoulder blades down, and gently rotate. Take a big inhale, and back to centre. The other way. Back to centre. Big inhale round. Back to centre. And again. Keep your core tight. Back to centre. Then same again, but just hold your arms out wide. Slide the scapula down. And almost have, without pushing the ribs out, keep the ribs down, almost have a little bit of a kind of connection through the scapula. So you've got that nice stretch in the front of the chest, and then just round. So stretching the pectoral muscles, hold, back to centre. And notice how tight, when you're massaging people and you turn them on their back and come through their clavicle area through here, people are always quite alarmed at how tight they are. And then just gently down and then bring yourself back to prayer position. Again, keep the core tight. We need to try and keep moving the shoulders. So just gently take it up. Try and take it as far as you can. Hold. And then gently back down. Good, and again, inhale up. And exhale. Either hold the balance or try, if you can, to gently close the eyes. And up, and I was doing so well then, and then I started thinking about a Kit Kat and a cup of tea. Okay, let's come to the other side, and again, keep the core tight, headlights on the hips to start with, just bring the hands together, and again, keep the core tight as we gently rotate. Back to centre. The other way. Back to centre. Woo! I don't know what happened then. And again, around. Back to centre. And again. Back to centre. Push the palms together so you've got almost like a little bit of a squeeze on them. Take it up. Try and keep shoulders down. And then gently back. And again. Well done. This time just take your arms out and then really retract them back together. Yeah, so you're feeling again that stretch through the pectoral wall, and then bring them back together into prayer. And if you can, just gently close your eyes. Don't worry if you can't. Beautiful. And then gently open. Okay, fabulous. Okie dokie. Let's go into, what was I going to do? Yeah, so let's go into, just want to try and keep them shoulders moving, Ruth, well, for everyone. Massaging, not yesterday, the day before. You know, sometimes if you've been for a massage meal, put your hand behind your back to get into your scalp. Alarming how many people can't do that. So don't take it for granted too much, guys. It's really important that we keep moving these shoulders to keep them rotator cuff muscles working. And again. And for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, can't help thinking of Malcolm and Wise when I do this, and for 1, well done, keep up with that, and we're just going to move the legs a little bit further apart, yeah, and we're just going to take our arms up, palms up, and come up, and back down. 4 of these, 4, 5 of these, 3, because I've already done one, sorry, 2, try not to let your feet laterally turn out as well, so always keep that big toe down, and then take your arms forward, retract, out as we come up, and down. So out, retract, take them out as you come up onto calf raise, and down, and again, in, and down. 2 more, and lower, last one, and woo! I didn't do that well. And then bring it into a nice, so yeah, Ruth, some people like to do turnout, so if I teach bar, I mean, I've never had any clients that have suffered with sciatica, but it is when we did our bar training, it was a contraindication, so just edge on the side of caution today if you've got any sciatic pain. And first and second, all that does really is just work the inner thighs a little bit more as well as the external, so you'll still work well through parallel. So again, really think about your core, almost like you're falling back. Always think about that falling back action, and that will protect the knees. And again, either arms like this, however you feel comfortable, push, really stick that bum backwards. And oh, 2 weeks in Tenerife, Angela. I must admit, yesterday Jude were like, oh, do you know, Mum, I'm really looking forward to skiing, but it would be nice to lie on the beach. And again, and for 10, for 9, for 8, for 7, for 6, keep going, there's something going on with my camera and I don't know what it is. Oh, I know, I bet Liz is at the door. Guys, keep squatting, I bet Liz can't get in. Oh no, she's not. She's only been coming for, I don't know how many years, and she still doesn't know the code to the door. 4 more, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done, good work. Okay, grab hold of something just to give yourself that quadricep stretch. I don't always do this stretch, I love it, but some people struggle a bit with it. You can always do this, a similar stretch, like if you just take the into kind of lunge and then tuck a little bit, so you're getting the stretch there, if you can't do this one. Yeah, so hopefully you all can, because I get a bit upset when people can't do this. I think, oh, I should teach things like this at school, shouldn't they really? And then the other way, and then again. So I know how many people really need Pythagoras' theorem. And then pull in and just keep the shoulders down. Finn's decided they have to pick 3 options on top of like triple science and whatever else they have to do. And he's decided, he said, Mum, I'm just going to pick one where I don't have to use my brain too much. I'm going to pick construction. I'm like, I think you do need to use your brain if you're building a wall thing. And then gently down. Okie dokie, we've worked a little bit through our shoulders, so they should be feeling nice and mobilised. So now we're going to strengthen them and then stretch them. So grab yourself a weight. You know, weights are very much kind of a personal thing. My boys are always saying to me, you need to lift slightly heavier. Just if you lift heavier, mum, you won't build, you know, you won't get big muscles. But always start with something small if you've never used them. So a tin of tomatoes is absolutely fine, yeah? So always start with like a 0.5 kilo. Biceps are pretty easy-ish. Abduction is probably the harder one, I would say. Tricep, again, is pretty tough. So you might decide to buy a couple of different weights, yeah? Never increase your reps at the same time as you increase your weight. So if you're doing this with a 0.5 and you're thinking that feels pretty like light, then either do more reps or increase the weight, but don't increase the reps and the weight at the same time. Does that make sense? I think it does. Okay, and then you can bring the leg out in front. Again, grow an inch. Someone promised me when I started teaching Pilates that I'd grow an inch. I'm not sure I have, but anyhow. And then if you want, you can either balance onto something like that, or you can try without a balance. Lift, lift, lift. So just see how it feels, Ruth, with the lifting action. Yeah, if it sort of feels like it's exacerbating a little bit, that nervy feeling, don't lift the leg. Should be alright in this one. It's more when we probably go out to abduction. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then step forward. I'm going to just watch for a second. I know I harp on about this quite a lot in triceps, but triceps are often done quite badly. You see a lot of this in class. Yeah, it's about taking the weight to the side of your brow area and taking your arm high, keep the shoulder blade down, and then gently in. So you're literally just seeing the weight in your peripheral view. It's not coming to the front like this. I know it's a bit of a weird move. If you really feel like you can't get it, then you can do triceps like this, overhead and then up. Yeah? I find this, I'm always frightened of hitting my head with the weight on this one. So you can do that one as well. I prefer this, but it is, out of all the actions, one action that really is not done very well, if I'm honest, most of the time. And then hold it out, slide the scapula down, but lift your arm. And then just pulse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll give that arm a little bit of a rest and come back to it. So switch sides. And again, just feel that motion. So you want to glue the elbow into the waist. Yeah, you don't want your arm out here somewhere. So glue it in. And then take the leg out. So again, either hold on to something or keep the foot there without lifting if you don't want to lift. Works on the balance. Try and keep the core connected so you're using the abdominals to bring the leg up. And you'll either, with weights, you'll either think, bloody hell, I'm weak. Or most people, once they start lifting weights, really like it. Really good for osteoporosis. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Switch back into triceps. So either that one, yeah, over, or back. Keep the shoulder down, lift up, bring it in, lengthen. Don't rush it. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm massaging Sonia Pidcock today, Jen. And we're winding her up. Tom Pidcock, guys, for those of you who don't know him, won the gold medal in the Olympics and he's just won the world. I said, I'll have to get the red carpet out for you, Sonia. And then hold it back, slide the scapula down, lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Okay, let's switch arms again. If you've never done abduction before, you might be better just trying to use your own body weight and really lengthen up. Yeah, but otherwise we're just going to take one foot out to the side. Again, grow an inch. How you did that? And then lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Good. For 5. Just always make sure that elbow, if you try and think about the elbow, just comes slightly lower than the shoulder. It'll stop that hiking. Yeah, you don't want the shoulder to hike up towards your ear, because the problem is then you'll get that impingement. So, and hold. So working the deltoids and the lats, switch sides, so we're not doing many of them. And again, I'll just move to here. And lower with control. Think about when you're in, if you've ever been in a gym. Hopefully you all have been in a gym at some point in your life. And you'll sometimes see people and they'll clang the weights back, won't they? So you want to control it on the way up as much, on the way down as much as on the way up. And keep that length through the crown of the head. And for 2, and for 1. Well done. Just take a couple of little circles. We're just going to do 2 more moves. Yeah? So I'm just trying to do all the actions of the shoulder. And again, well, most of them. So just lift like that. If you want to come up into calf, you can. And again, with control. If you're feeling, like I said, that you're swinging the weight, you're probably ready for something a little bit heavier. 3, 2, or if you go in, it's too much. Switch sides. And again, lift. 1, lift 2, lift 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. And then just, this is quite tough. I find this quite tough actually. But just bring it out and then see if you can bring it into horizontal flexion. Back, and then just push it back a little bit. Does that make sense? So you come to there, horizontal flexion, back, and then retract. And again, 3, retract, 4, retract, 5, woof, retract. Well done. And down. Other side. And again, lift, take it forward. Back with control, retract. 1, so notice how you're shortening the pecs when you bring it forward and lengthen them. So always think about what muscle groups you work in, and it just helps you realise then what you're doing. So working the pecs when you bring it forward, working the traps when you bring it back. 1 more. I'm still quite weak on this side after that blooming accident. Whoa, well done. There's only one other one that I think works better when you've got a pair. So most weights do come in pairs, if not you're getting ripped off. But all you do, just dumb waiter. So you literally put the weights together, glue the elbows into the waist and take them round. Don't let the ribs come with you. Keep that length through the crown of the head. And again, 3, 4, 5. It's really annoying, isn't it, how quick men build muscle. Jude's going with Mason to the gym and he came home last night and he's like, feel my biceps, Mum. And mind you, they're lifting about 40k or something stupid. And again, 4 more for 4. Martin just laughed, Jenny's like, they're like knots in cotton. And 2. And 1. Well done, good work. Place them down and let's do, so again, very important after weights that you do some really lovely stretching. So deltoid, that big shoulder muscle, arm out, underneath, pull it across, you will feel this. Take a breath in. I always want to stand like that, I don't know why, I just do. We're all going to stand like this in a sec. So I always try and think of a routine when I do this one. So I always think about deltoid first, that big shoulder muscle, and then lift up. Don't come over yet like we normally do, just reach. So trying to stretch out through the lat dorsi muscles, then side muscles. Hold and then come over into that nice side bend. Stick the hips out and get very tight laterally. Then back up again and then take the palm into the inner scap area and then just push down. Good, and then to lengthen the neck, the hand that you've had up, just place it behind the back. You'll feel you need to do this to pull backwards or else you'll start getting short. That's what can happen there, Ruth, is where you can get bicep tendonitis. So you want to really stretch it out, pull the shoulders together, shoulder blades, and then just gently down. We don't lift high, hopefully. You won't struggle with your neck after weights. It's not like we're bodybuilders and you see them when the neck starts to disappear. It's horrible, that, isn't it? And then gently back, and then just take a couple of little circles. 2 and 1. Beautiful. And then switch again, or not, just stand normal. And then take it up. Again, try and keep the shoulder blade down, pull it in. You can, some people like to bend their elbow when they do this one. Notice if it's as tight. So I'm weaker on this side, the other side is tighter because I just overcompensate. And that's what often happens. So just hold. Good. And then take it up. Reach up first, so you're lengthening. Reach, reach, reach. Take a breath in. And then over. Take a breath in. So I'll put this, it looks like it's recording alright, so I'll put this on YouTube so you can always do it again next Friday, guys. Try and keep in your routine if you can. Try not to stay in bed and have a cup of tea and a Kit Kat. And then back up and then in. Just push. Beautiful, and then that hand that's been up in the air goes behind the back, and try not to let this happen. That's what we want to avoid, which happens when we're sat typing all day. Pull the shoulder blade back, so the shoulder blades are together and you're getting this length of front across the chest. Particularly important, you know, if you've had any shoulder surgery, breast cancer surgery, anything that will really kind of get that area stretched out again. And just hold. Yeah, my sister-in-law, I might send Sue this actually. I sent her a message to ask her our appointment with the lymphedema massage therapist had gone. She's lovely, Grace, and she said, I'm currently sat with red cabbage and celery down my brow. Apparently that's really good, Debs. Really good. And then just circle. And she says she does all her own oil start, Debs, as well. I'll chat to you about it later. And beautiful, well done. So again, always make sure we'll work our neck a little bit on the floor, guys. Where are we for time? What? Okay, so we've been on our feet long enough, haven't we? So let's come down to the floor. I hope you can see and hear me. I would move my thing a bit closer, but my other camera will be out of view then. So just come onto the floor and let's just start. I'm not going up onto wrists too much, but I just want to do a couple of cow to cat and a couple of rolling cat. So first of all, come into a square back position, and all I want you to do is think about dropping. I don't know if you can see from this angle there. Drop the breastbone. So you drop the breastbone and then you lift it back up. Drop, lift, drop, lift. And what you want to avoid, if you were ever doing push-up work, you don't want that to happen because the shoulders hike up. So you want to lift the breastbone, draw the belly in, and then just stick your bum up. Take a breath in, and then gently round. Ruth, just go careful with cat to cow one. This one should feel nice, the rounded back. Just go a little bit careful when you go into a dipped back, because obviously it's shortening the back again. And then round. So you might just want to go to neutral and not dip today. And again. And then back to neutral, and then look over one shoulder and take the hips in the other. Look over the other shoulder and round. So you just laterally lengthening one side, so you're letting the shoulder elevate slightly, lengthening one side of the back, shortening the other, and then you put the two together. So try not to overthink it. Take the hips in one direction, round, take the hips in the other, and either go back to neutral or stick the bum up again. And again. One more. And the other way. And last one. And before we start doing any real kind of Pilates exercises down, we'll sit and just take a lovely shell stretch. Today, come back to this position if you want to at any time. Again, you can either just rest there, or you can take some beautiful sideways movements. Just taking some nice breaths in. Don't ever be frightened of doing this exercise daily. You should be doing it. It just feels so good. Or it should feel good. And then just gently walk both arms around. Soften the hand that's following that elbow area. Take the top hand over the bottom. Again, stretching through the lats. Take a breath in. And out. And in. And out. Two more. Last one. And back to the other side. And again, take a breath in. Last one. And beautiful. Okay, we're going to keep away a little bit from too much glute work today. We're going to do more stretches, but we are going to work through the core. So whenever, and I know there's a few people actually that have experienced sciatica, you know, we talk about this neutral spine all the time. You really don't want to, obviously you never want to arch forward and get that upper back away, but when you've got sciatica you really do need to work quite hard to keep in neutral. You don't want to be forcing. So when you send the lower back into the mat, the glutes just automatically contract as well. So try and really think, I've been trying this week to really focus on like technique. So try and think about that pubic bone. So take your finger onto your pubic bone and then walk them laterally to each hip bone and then inwards, medially towards the belly button. So it's kind of like that diamond shape and you want to keep it level. Yeah? So you should have your bum on the floor. Everyone's different posturally, but hopefully there's a little gap underneath the lumbar spine and the ribs are in and down and the ribs are on the mat. So we're just going to go to quite a lowish level, but I want you to really focus on keeping in neutral. So draw the belly in, keep that tummy flat, walk the feet away a little bit, and then just keep that position as you raise the right leg. And with control, very slowly lower it back down without any movement whatsoever. Keep that core tight. Try not to shift the hips. It's quite hard. You want to automatically lift the butt. And then bring the other side. And lower back down. I've had to do this with one of my guys because he was doming a lot. And he said, God, I feel like I'm really having to work hard not to shift. And again, lift again. and lower. Trying to keep that core tight, and again. I am concentrating so hard, even though this is like more of a beginner level, and I can really, I'm just visualising in my mind that little gap underneath my lumbar spine, and it's in cement, my pelvis is neutral. If you feel that you want to go back into your double leg, try and maintain that same connection. Draw the belly in, and this time fold at the hip. Don't bend the knee, and then gently back up. So we're not doing that. We're not touching the foot to the floor. We're keeping shining light on the shin bones and folding at the hip, almost like a heel drop. I don't go all the way to the floor in this. Keep drawing up. I just have to imagine, guys, now that you've all got this move completely. Draw the belly in and back up. So this is supposed to be a correct to scissor. There's something about a scissor that I love and find quite easy. I don't find this a prep. I find this harder. So either go back to single leg or come with the legs nice and high. You go not completely into imprint, but almost between imprint and release. So I won't do this one, Ruth. I just stick to either single leg. Keep the core tight. Flex the foot if you want, or have a bit of softness in the foot. And then just bring it down. Again, working through that core area. Not letting the tummy dome, not letting the pubic bone edge forward. Or just go back to where you feel. Scissors is quite an advanced move, so don't feel you have to do it. You don't have to go as low as me. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just take the soles of the feet together. Walk your scapula down your back. Turn your palms up to ceiling and just rest into that position. You can do a bit of belly breath here if you want. So you can take your hands on your tummy. Inhale as you let your belly rise. Exhale, release. And again. Notice what happens to the back when you let your belly come big. The back comes away as well, which is why when we're doing abdominal work, we want the tummy connected. Yeah, we don't want the belly joining. And just, again, just hold, just relax, take a beautiful big breath in. And out through the mouth. And again. The last one. Well done. Back to center position. So I'm going to give you 2 exercises here. Ruth, I'd be tempted, see how bridge feels if you want. I'd be tempted not to do bridge today. I'd be tempted, I'll just show you this one again, which is good for the core. So remember we talk about them hip bones, we don't want them to rock. If you think about letting the leg, so again, neutral spine, draw the belly in, and I want you just to take one knee out to the side and stop at the point when, so mine's about there. If I go much further, my other hip is going to start rolling inwards. And then keep the core tight and bring it back to centre. And again, the other side, so you're in neutral pelvis. And draw, keep the tummy tight. So they're good exercises to really work on trying to keep the hip bones level, not letting them rock. Or you can take it into your bridge position, walk the feet a little bit closer, take the breath in. So if you're doing bridge, Ruth, try not to force the lower back into the mat, it's just a gentle roll. And then start lifting the bum. You might just want to come onto the ribs today and roll back down, or you can come all the way up into that shoulder blade position. So you've got that nice ski slope. And take a breath in at the top and slowly lower. How long does it take you to come down? Try and move the spine bone by bone. So take a breath in, gently roll the lower back into the mat, start lifting. Sending the knees long, the hips are high. Take a breath in, slowly lower. Good. 2 more. Gently roll back. Sending the hips high, the knees along. Try not to over-recruit your bum when you start rolling up and down. You shouldn't really need that much glute strength to get into bridge. And back again. God, today's gone quick, bloody hell. And then back down. Good. And then just bring your legs together, take your arms out to capital T. Just do a gentle, again, if the back's bad, just take it slow. You don't have to take the knees all the way down. Gently draw the belly in, back to centre. You should be coming back into neutral, not imprint with the spine. Take the knees in the other direction. Draw the belly in, back to centre. And again, inhale over. Exhale, centre. And again, over. Exhale, centre. So think about this as being a stretch first and foremost. So take it over, inhale in, and then draw the belly back in and use the abdominals to bring it back to centre. This feels beautiful today. I'm not going to take my legs up into tabletop just because I'm using my core to bring my legs back in, but I'm just getting that beautiful stretch and it just feels lovely on the back. If you want to come into tabletop, you know the drill. You can keep in neutral. Inhale over. Exhale, centre. And again, inhale over. Exhale, centre. You can even bring it over, lengthen, bend, centre. Inhale over. I wouldn't do this one, Ruth, you're probably not anyway, but you are kind of rocking a little bit more through that glute area on that one. And just so do your own, guys, we've got 2 more each direction, whichever one you're doing. You can afford to, if your feet are on the floor, just have a bit of a belly breath on the inhale. And then feel the tummy come back down on the exhale. And again, inhale over. Exhale. And then back. I can't see my clock upside down, gosh. Okay, so let's just do, so you can choose again. Again, Ruth, I wouldn't roll today if I were you. But for everyone else, whoever wants to, if you want to do your roll up, I'll just take you and then I'll come back down, Ruth, to do something with you and you can choose, guys. So if you want to do your roll up, chin towards the chest, arms come forward, lift your back, ribs down, and then gently up. Yeah, reach back up and gently down. I'll just do one more, so breath in and forward. Have a little rest at the end, so you're stretching the hamstrings, back up and gently down. If you'd rather stretch, then grab your band and again, just take the band around one foot. Yeah, and I want you again to keep in neutral spine. So don't squash the lower back into, if you squash the lower back into the mat, you're just like, oh, everything's very tense. So we're keeping in neutral spine, the ribs are on the mat, but we've got that little gap, and we're just bringing that leg up. When I get to about there, I can go much higher, but I just want to go to about there, which is about a 3 to 4. And then we just turn the foot in. Again, go easy, because that turning the foot in is the sciatic nerve stretch. Yeah, so it flosses the sciatic nerve. So basically, the sciatic nerve gets a bit impinged, and you can just take your foot in and out. Now, if you have a little bit of sciatica today, it might feel too much. So you might just want to hold it in neutral. Yeah, and just hold that, or continue with your roll-ups if you prefer. Draw the belly in, and gently with the abdominals take the leg back down to centre, to the floor, sorry. And then again, nice neutral spine. Keep the core engaged, let the core bring the leg up. Don't squish the lower back into the mat. See if you can get a little bit higher without squashing the back. That now takes my stretch to about 5. And then I'm just going to take the band in the same hand, and I'm just going to gently bring it across, out to the side. Hold, take a breath in. Try and relax. If the stretch is painful, it's a bit like that fight or flight, you won't relax, you'll tense up. So just find the gentle stretch. Bring it back to centre. Hand in the band in the other hand. Again, anchor the foot in. If it feels too nervy and painful, take it back to neutral. And just gently bring it across the midline. Hold. Back to centre, and then just flex the foot and point it. Flex and point. Flex and point. Flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, hold. Soften the knee to bring that other leg in, and take it up. And again, feel free if you've been doing roll-ups, guys, to stop now. And you can join me in this leg and then just do the other one when I finished. So again, there's a tendency, particularly in yoga classes, where people try and compete and they'll be, whoa, right up here. And all kinds of weird stuff happen. So you don't want to do that. You want to just gently flex the foot, nice tight tummy, just bring it up until you feel there is a nice stretch. I'm better on this leg, I'm not as tight, so I can go that bit higher. And hold, and then just inversion, eversion. So you're just turning the foot in and out. It's a funny little sensation, I find. And it just shows you how far that sciatic nerve travels under the pelvic bowl, and then down the back of the leg. And then hold it, and then just take the band in the same hand, gently out to the side. I don't get as far on this one when I go out. Gently back up. I did a low impact, high intensity cardio that I put on YouTube last night, guys, about 35 minutes if you fancy some cardio at the weekend. Hold, 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 hold. Take the band on the other side again, anchor in. This side's not as tight for me down the back leg, so that feels fine. On my other one, it was a bit intense today, so I went back to neutral. And then you just gently, it's quite an intense stretch across the midline. Hold, take some beautiful breaths in, release it if it's too much. Can't believe it's that time. And beautiful. Soften the knee and bring yourself back to your base position. And then I just want you to take that foot on the knee and push that knee away. I'm going to miss my next 3 Fridays. I love my Friday morning class. And then just lift up without squashing into imprint. Yeah, keeping neutral. Push on that inner knee. Yeah, so we won't do piriformis today. It might be a bit intense, but obviously just take that foot down. Obviously remember what your piriformis one is. That one where we're pulling. Yeah, I'll just show for the purposes of the camera. You can always then go into a little bit of supine. Yeah. And then switch. Again, lift up. Again, don't force the back into the mat. Just keep pushing on that inner knee. Oh, I don't know if anyone's seen that thing on BBC. We always like to do a bit of a film series critique, don't we, on here? Chloe, it's really good. And then take the leg into tabletop, push across the midline. Again, if you wanted to do your piriformis one, reach up, outside ankle bone with the opposite hand and just pull, push in. So I know a lot of you really feel this stretch. This is the one that you need to be trying to do. If you are in a bit of pain with the piriformis sciatic, it'll probably be too much today. And then again, you can always just come into a bit of supine work. And beautiful. And then again, just glue the legs together. Just take a couple more supine spine. I always say classes go quick, or certain classes, but this one really has today. And oh, delicious. And then come onto your front. I never say delicious after a bar or hip class. And then just bring your hands back a little bit. Tuck your toes. Today, if you want to come into your downward dog, you can. But again, try not to force the heel down, particularly if you are feeling incredibly tight through the calves and hamstrings. Or you might just prefer to soften the knees. Keep the knees super soft. Bring the feet out a bit. Yeah, again, just have a little rock, side to side. And then gently up. Oh, that was lovely. Thank you.